Hello and welcome back to another episode. So when we left off, we were about to go look for the Lavis Consolidated's primary fleet, which the AI likes to keep its fleets in its capital, so that's where we're going to go check. Our transports should be safe, but I am going to go ahead and move them a little farther away so that he has no idea where they are. And let's see what we find in Lav. So we have about 34k fleet. He has something somewhere, but I don't know where his fleet is at all. And it's honestly making me more than a little nervous. But I don't see hide nor hair of his actual fleet yet. So I'm going to go back to occupying planets. If the AI just manages to not respond in time, that works for me as well. Galactic scale conflict can be a bit trying. You have to be in quite a few places all at once, all the time. But let's see.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Alright, so this fleet I will send to meet up with the first combat fleet, and the rest of these guys will go meet with the second one. Ah, there they are. Excellent. So, actually my fleets are both still together here. So you can see he has, is that 24k-ish here? I'm feeling good about my odds of winning that engagement. I have over 50% more fleet power than he does. And I've got a little bit more on the way. So I'm already kind of replacing losses. And this will probably clear out the bulk of my corvettes and destroyers that I've been trying to get rid of anyway. But let's see what he does once I land. He'll probably move to engage, or they may just sit there and bomb. I'm not really sure. But these are what I was looking for. And now that I know where they are, it's only a matter of time before I manage to engage them. He's actually done quite well for himself on his fleet, but I don't think he's going to stand much of a chance. One of his fleets, if we take a look at the map, you can see one of the fleets, the smaller one, has an average health of only 87%. So these guys are pretty banged up already. And it's his battleships that are pretty wounded. He's got a cruiser that's pretty damaged. Everything else seems to be in fairly good condition. And they're just gonna stay on the planet and bomb. Those are his reinforcements coming in. Any day now. What are we waiting on here? Still waiting on the warp line down, I guess. There we go. And now this will be the first major fleet fight in a very long time in this game. Let's see how we do. I'm feeling good about my odds here. And you can see the kinetic batteries are firing at his corvettes initially, just because they're the closest targets. But now that more suitable targets are in range, they'll begin to switch to the cruisers and battleships. You can see he's dropping fleet fast. He's doing some damage to me as well, but I am definitely getting the better of this exchange here. And those are plasmas he's using. Plasmas could be troublesome against my bigger ships, but I think I have just overwhelming force in general. And there it is. You can see I'm just crushing his fleet now. He does not stand a chance. Just destroyed. Excellent. And the sinking ships on the screen is kind of just like the stations I was talking about, where just ghosts. Alright. So here you can see I did 46,000 to armor, 17,000 to shields, but my kinetic batteries actually got quite a bit absorbed by the armor, which it happens. Kinetic batteries don't have very high armor penetration. But I held the field. It was my victory. And that's really all I was after. Where are these going? Milistamo. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he's trying to intercept my transports. Well, that's alright. He's hyperlane, I'm warp, which means it's very easy for me to simply just not be where he'll be heading. He only has a finite number of directions he can go. And I'll be 19 and 10, so I'll need another cruiser in that fleet. This could be bad though. He's gonna land coming from Antac Rom, and this is my transport fleet on the south side, and my combat fleet is busy killing a station. Oh, okay, he went south even more. That works out. So my transports are safe for now. Oh, right. Capital World gets 2 upgrades from the final tier of research structures, and the engineering one is still a little ways out. But I need to rebuild my fleets. I've got 2 cruisers and a battleship on the way, so we'll need another cruiser in the one fleet. And then in the other fleet, I need 2 battleships. And then once I get some of those ships on the way, I'll revisit my necessary replacements. So yeah, well, I actually want to get to 22 and 11. So I need 2 more cruisers and another battleship. So here, cruisers and a battleship. Did I ever get the Fleet Academy? I did not. Okay. That's alright though. Both of my armies are showing check marks, so we'll land them and see how they feel. Overall, this war is going pretty well for us. We had some casualties in the big fight, but casualties are to be expected in a large fight. Speaking of Fleet Academy, there it is. And you'll notice my fleets are much smaller now, but a large portion of what I lost were small ships. And I'm not going to rebuild those because I don't want to keep them around at all. Winning that land fight, winning that land fight. And let's see how they're feeling. -5. So I'm not far from being done in general. That planet, they're still engaging. Here I've won though. So I'm going to send my combat fleet off. And the combat fleet's going there. So the transports Yeah, he's got a magnet in that system, so I don't want the transports to lead the way at all, but it shouldn't be an issue.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Perfect. So I should still land on the magnet.
Updated.
Nope, the magnet died before my transports could get in the system, but that's okay. Rothak, I did finally win the day. Take both of these fleets over here. See where they are. Send them there first. Basically just to stall. I put them on a slight angle from where they were going. That way they'll take a little bit of extra time to get to the perimeter, which should give the combat fleet plenty of time. And the war is over. So I'm going to pause the game so I can run my fleets back home. I want to... I don't think he'll take the vassalization. Yeah, the distance needs to take over. But I did get the new computers that I want to put on my ships. So you can see the one I have now gives 5% extra weapons damage. The new one's going to give 10% for my battleships. And the computers are roll-based, so we had a chance to hit and fire rate for cruisers, and improvements on both of those statistics. I don't have the kinetic battery yet. Oh yeah, because I was getting the engineering bay first. And for destroyers, they get a lot of tracking and chance to evade. Overall, the better computers are just a huge upgrade. But it does mean I have to spend a little more time on my Corvette. They're just kind of bad in general. I really don't like Corvettes. And I have 5 available, so we can put the little deflector on, the level 2. And I'm actually just going to tell both of these. Let's see. I'll just wait for all of the factories to finish, and then I'll figure out what fleets need to go where. Once the month takes over, I should be able to vassalize him as well. And there it is. Perfect. So now is when I send a science ship to Cybex Alpha to survey it, because otherwise I don't believe I'll get the option of actually researching the technology for the living metal. We had an issue with that in another game. My pirate haven. Oh, neat. Yeah, the pirates are picking a very bad fight. I think they were trying to get after my transports, but they have picked a very, very bad fight. They're taking out some of my little ships though, but I'm pretty okay with that. I don't want them anyway. In the meantime, pirates are getting pretty trashed by my fleet. And the pirate haven is similar to some of the... really it's just another form of space monster. I'm actually going to send one of my idle research ships to go address that as well. I forgot to send a ship to survey their wreckage from the big fight with the Lavis, so I figured I might as well get on that. And this thing's got a lot of health, but it does not... I don't think it stands a chance of winning this engagement. You can see the battleships just hanging out. looking awesome. Just giant volleys from those cannons. And apparently the Centomeroi have decided they're going to help deal with these pirates. Which, I guess I appreciate the gesture, but they need to get out of here. I don't want them taking my kill. And I feel like there's a very good chance they will. Yeah, see, I didn't get wreckage from that because they showed up and took the kill. That shit is annoying. But that science ship, I'll send him here. Worst case scenario, I lose the wreckage from the fight with the Lavis. I'm not really that worried about it. I'd like to get it, but it's not the end of the world. And I'm surveying this system. This motherfucker! Oh wait, that's my vassal. Never mind. He's fine. He's fine. He's building a, so this guy's building a frontier outpost in this system. Which was going to make me very angry if it was like the Sagittari Confederacy. That kind of thing would escalate the timeline on the war with those guys. So, upgrade these real quick.
Ships upgraded. Construction.
These guys, we'll upgrade them. Have them move to Rankshin.
System survey complete.
These guys will upgrade and move to Rankshin. Alright, so this fleet needs one battleship. So we'll split that off of our reinforcements here. There, perfect. I got the living, or the option to research living metal. So that's gonna happen. Another planet finished terraforming. So we will colonize it. And the other one finished. So now it's time to colonize it as well. And here. And colonizing Sathama may even push my borders out far enough to grab 2 as well, which I would be okay with. Alright, so I've got 3 cruisers and 2 battleships. Yep, perfect. That will get that combat fleet where I want it. And let's see. Yeah, Lavis hasn't had a chance to fully recover.
Ships upgraded.
And my transports, need to move them to the staging location. And I think I'm actually going to build some additional ships for each of the fleets.
System survey complete.
So ideally, I want to have 2 to 3 fleets, and I want them each to be roughly 2 to 1 cruiser to battleship. The corvettes and destroyers are just going to die off. Like I said, I'm not going to be replacing them. Alright. So that's interesting. My exploration ship was reporting that it couldn't find anywhere else to explore. Yep, okay. It was just that its guy had died. Ah, damn, I was wrong. That wasn't my vassal, that was his vassal. That son of a bitch. Okay, that changes things. Although not immediately, I still need to fix this hole in my empire.
Ships upgraded.
Nah, there's just nothing I can do about that at all. And that's 25 engineering research, which is really nice, but the living metal is more what I was after. That might be the only source of living metal in the entire galaxy, and that gives him control of the enigmatic fortress. Yeah, this guy has his borders closed to me, so I can't even do anything down there now. Well, that's alright. There will be plenty of time to wage war with the Righteous League. But first, I need to, like I said, need to fix this hole in my empire. It's gross.
Research complete.
And finish the next level of power plants. I think I'm going to grab improved assist research. Partly because it's cheap, partly because it helps my research on the planets where I do have a scientist helping out. It does mean though I need to go and upgrade a bunch of power plants. My empire has a lot of power plants, and that's okay.
Debris analyzed.
It turns out maintaining a very large fleet is not cheap. I guess I can't count. We are going to take one of my battleships and send it to the correct fleet. And you can see it'll be against Centomeroi, Lavis, and Allied Seaven systems. But the Allied Seaven systems are going to get trashed. They're not going to be in this war for long at all. Planetary filter was still on.
Construction.
I'm actually going to just vassalize his whole empire
Construction.
and then humiliate. Oh, right. You can only do the humiliate on the person you're actually declaring war. Forgot about that. In a lot of Paradox games, you can kind of proxy war people and declare war on one person so that it calls someone else in and then punish the someone else. But this is fine. I'll just vassalize him. So we do that. Oh yeah, right. I had a ship that was busy salvaging and forgot, or scanning wreckage with a guy that's now an enemy, so the ship emergency'd home and is off on his way back to safety.
Hostile fleet engaged. Situation log updated. Situation log updated. Hostile fleet engaged. Situation log updated.
Send
Situation log updated.
transports to
Situation log
get
updated.
God. So I need those guys just to clear a path for my transports in order to even get to the enemy. This is going to be my best vector in. Alright, I'm going to have a combat fleet swing by here. It's going to pop the outpost and push this into my territory more quickly. The Allied Steven Systems actually had a 5k fleet. It's going to get run over by my fleet, but that is more fleet than I expected them to have.
Situation log updated. Hostile fleet engaged. Hostile fleet engaged. Situation log updated.
And he emergency FTL'd his transports. And the Xenomorphs think they're going to win, so I'll send them to the ground.
Hostile fleet engaged.
So many orbital things here. It's insane. But the path has been cleared, so now I can drive my transports in. Let's see, the Astute is returning in December. And we'll split this fleet in half. Send one there and one there. Reinforce my combat fleets. And build more. Ah, right. Forgot about fleet academies.
Enemy planet secured.
The fleet academy has a pretty high maintenance cost as well. But the big thing to keep in mind is that it also costs 100 influence each time you build one. And that adds up really quick. I have to build 8 of them just for my personal domain, which is pretty insane, but it's alright. I can manage. It'll just take a little longer while I get everything in position.
System survey complete.
And so, before I go to war with the Righteous League over Cybrex Alpha and the Enigmatic Fortress, I think I want to integrate this vassal first. My borders push much harder than his do, and I want to ensure that it becomes mine as soon as I destroy that outpost, which will prevent any further outpost shenanigans from them as well. And that's pretty important to me. There we go. Broke that. Send him in. Add this to the sector. And we'll start terraforming this world. One of the nicer parts is that I have more or less officially gotten to the point where I don't have to keep a whole lot of track of resources. I do with influence a little bit, but with everything else, I can just ignore it. Ah, see, he's got a 13k fleet. Nice. And they're chasing my vassal's fleet, which is fine. I'm actually going to move my fleets here
Hostile fleet engaged.
and plan on engaging the enemy a bit.
Hostile fleet
This ground combat, yeah, the planet is at 0, so I don't need to stay bombing. But I am going to have my robots embark because they're just taking too much damage, and I'll let them recover. The fortifications won't recover themselves because the planet still counts as being blockaded by one of my fleets. It just happens to be a fleet full of transports that can't actually hurt the planet, but the game doesn't take that into consideration.
Construction complete.
What does he have here? Yeah, nothing too significant. Or actually they are recovering, and I was wrong. So you guys head back, and I'm gonna have to have them bomb the planet.
Evading hostile fleet.
These ones, move them there. Yeah, so he's chasing combat, or a construction ship, which that could be really bad. If he catches the construction ship, then I'll build a new one. They're cheap.
Established. Hostile fleet engaged. Situation log updated. Situation log updated. Situation log updated. Hostile fleet engaged.
Ah, there they are. Damn it. Okay,
Situation log updated.
where are they going? Alright, so they're entering orbit there.
Fleet engaged. Hostile fleet engaged.
See, I really, really want
Hostile fleet engaged. Situation
to engage his fleet so I don't have to pay too much attention to them.
engaged. Situation log updated.
Yeah, see, his planet's back at full, and I was just mistaken.
Situation log updated.
Lavis is still trickling ships in. Which I was expecting him to try and trickle ships in, but he won't be able to field anything significant in this war. This war is my war. There's not really a whole lot they can do about it.
Complete.
But I want to get these guys here. And while I'm waiting for them to travel, I can hopefully take this planet. Alright, so improved assist research is finished. I want to research now. I'll grab neutronium. Neutronium is a strategic resource that gives you a ton of extra armor and unlock. You have to research the neutronium technology in order to get the final tier of the, what is it? In order to get the final armor upgrade, and those are both pretty important to me. So we'll reinforce my fleets a bit. Get this planet bombed some. Get boots on the ground. And his fleet is still hanging out. So now I'll rally my combat fleets in Vokon so that I can hit him with both of my fleets, which should be a very triumphantly one-sided engagement. Yeah, see, these robots just aren't doing the trick. I'm gonna send the xenomorphs in. Like I said before, the robots are, they have a lot of health, but their damage is kind of low. Yeah, see, now these guys are declaring war on Lavis.
Station under attack. Station under attack.
And I'm going to put him on passive so I can actually run the science ship away. If I had just told him to move, it would go into avoidance mode and then not actually run away from the enemy. Alright, so both of these fleets are in Vocon, so I'm going to move them to engage his fleet. Yeah, see, they're just hanging out at the planet still. Excellent. And he's got enough here that he'll probably kill this station, but that's alright. The sector should have plenty of resources. Yeah, it's getting almost 200 a month just by itself. And they killed the robot armies. Let's see how his troops are doing. Yeah, they're doing alright. So I'm just going to back off until I can actually pay attention to the transports. I want to get his proper fleet killed. And I'll build another stack of xenomorphs. And you can see the xenomorphs take 4 times as long as the robot armies to actually recruit. But that's okay. No, this video is running way too long. Got distracted by the war. But this is going to be... Yep, EFTL'd out. I'm going to send 1 combat fleet there, 1 combat fleet there. And bring these transports. Just have them hold system there. Let's see. I lost a cruiser. It's easy enough to replace. And I researched the next level of engineering bay. So I'm going to grab now. Here's the living metal I was talking about. It's such a fantastic strategic resource. But I need... See, none of these technologies really appeal to me. So I'm going to grab the thrusters because they're just good in general. And now I have some upgrades to build throughout the Empire.
Construction complete.
Alright, so this planet should be getting bombed very soon. And actually there's not a whole lot of reason for me to move them forward that far just yet. I'm gonna have them hold in that system. And yeah, this is close enough. I'm going to put in kind of a mid-year break here. This video is running way too long. But thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying.